Jean, Jean, or
first time a room got so quiet so quickly. Welcome. I'm Dr. Vita Pickram, and I'm proud to be the Senior Vice President for Advancement and External Affairs at Oklahoma City Community College. I'm also the Executive Director of the Foundation. Welcome to our home. We serve over 16,000 students. Being the fourth largest institution of higher education in the state, we award over 16,000 micro-credentials since inception. We support study abroad opportunities for our students. We have 100% placement of our nursing students, and the list goes on and on and on. We are proud of our graduates and their upward social mobility. Whether first generation or not, our students positively impact the Oklahoma workforce needs. We hope this gathering to honor a woman of distinction, Ms. Leona Mitchell, and hosted by a trailblazer, the president of Oklahoma City Community College, Dr. Matra Staley-Jones, and the Honorable Commissioner, Brian Mon, will be memorable and inspire you to stay engaged with the college. We have so many great things happening here. We would love for you to be a continued partner with us. So let's start the program. It is my pleasure to introduce the Oklahoma City Community College 11th president, the first woman to be president, and the only woman of color to lead an institution of higher education that is not an HBCU in the history of the state of Oklahoma. Dr. Matra Staley-Jones, please help me welcome her to the stage.
Good evening. What a beautiful looking crowd, and thank you for braving the weather to be here with us tonight. They call me Mimi. I am peaceful and happy. I like the simple things, lilies and roses, that speak of love, of spring, of dreams. These words, sung through Puccini's La Bohème, capture both the innocence and the power of one of opera's most beloved heroines. And when they were sung by Leona Mitchell, they were transformed into something greater, a voice that carried Oklahoma to the world and the world back home to Oklahoma. Good evening. On behalf of Oklahoma City Community College, Chair David Eccles, Oklahoma City Community College's Board of Regents, and Commissioner Brian Mon and the SHINE program, it is my profound honor to welcome you to this extraordinary evening. I also want to welcome our distinguished guests and dignitaries, which Commissioner Mon will dive into that next. I also want to welcome the beautiful family of our honored guests tonight, Leona Mitchell, her husband, her son, and her family. Tonight we celebrate not only the opening of the Leona Mitchell exhibit at OCCC, but the life and legacy of a woman who has become one of Oklahoma's most treasured daughters and one of the world's most celebrated voices. Born in Enid, Oklahoma, Miss Mitchell rose from humble beginnings to become a Grammy Award-winning soprano, singing for 18 glorious seasons at the Metropolitan Opera in New York City. Her artistry has graced stages from Paris to Vienna, Tokyo to Sydney, and beyond. Through it all, she has carried with her the spirit of Oklahoma. This evening is also a recognition of vision. Commissioner Brian Mon, a distinguished OCCC alumnus, OCCC Hall of Fame member, and founder of SHINE, has been the driving force behind this exhibit. His leadership reflects the spirit of one who understands that gifts are not meant to be hidden, but to shine forth for others to see. Commissioner, your dedication to education, culture, and community has brought us to this moment where we can say with confidence, because of your vision, generations will come to OCCC and find inspiration in the story of Miss Leona Mitchell. What we honor tonight is art, leadership, and legacy. It is the eternal truth that every good and perfect gift comes from above, and when faithfully shared, those gifts have the power to change lives. Miss Mitchell's gift of song has lifted hearts across the globe. Commissioner Mon's gift of service has created the space for her legacy to endear her here at OCCC. Together, they embody the calling to walk in purpose, with excellence, and in service to others. Tonight's program reminds us of how art, education, and community come together to create something truly lasting. And now it is my privilege to welcome to the stage Oklahoma County Commissioner and founder of SHINE, the Honorable Commissioner Brian Mon, for remarks.
Well, thank everybody for braving the weather and coming out here. And I know that it was the beginning of school and a lot of other things going on, and it's a big honor to Miss Leona Mitchell that you've taken your time to be here. And certainly on behalf of a grateful county, we appreciate all that Miss Mitchell and the other music stars that are here have done to help us through our SHINE program. And I'd like to start off by saying Commissioner Jason Lowe, Judge Natalie Mai, and Judge Heather Coyle join me in rounding out the Oklahoma County delegation. And I thank them all. I'd like to thank President Jones, the Oklahoma City Community College Board of Regents, for hosting us. It's nice to be able to throw a party, but you got to have a house to throw it in. And this is a great house. And they have given us a beautiful exhibit space. And I just thought this was a perfect place, not only as an alum, but also just as you can see through the amenities, to host somebody as legendary as Leona Mitchell. Our SHINE Foundation board, I believe, is at least partially represented. Our chairman, Curtis Moore, sends his regrets in a bicycle accident, so pray for his recovery. Other members of the SHINE Foundation board, past or present, if you would please stand, because you helped make all this possible. SHINE is celebrating its 15th anniversary this year. And it was really an uphill battle when it first got started. And we've had somebody that was just a cheerleader from the very beginning that helped us every step of the way, Cleo Fields. And this is our first SHINE event in all these years where we do not have Mr. Fields. And he just passed. He was our shoe shine man in Oklahoma County Courthouse for the past 28 years. And in lending his support was instrumental because he really was helping to make sure that everything was going to be as supported as possible, and by that he lended his voice. And for anybody who knew him knew that he knew lots and lots and lots of people. At age 87, he just passed away 3 weeks ago. Over 1,000 people came to pay respects to him, as he was the first person so honored to be in the courthouse in lying in state, the highest honor the county can bestow somebody. He was partially so recognized, yeah. He was partially recognized because of all that he has been and meant to so many people, but tonight we're recognizing, I want to see, you see right behind his head there in that picture, there's a little flyer behind there and it has the word SHINE. You might can see it in that photo. But he was insistent on that SHINE stay at his stand, which is the central grand station of the courthouse, so that he could tell anybody and everybody about SHINE. And so that's part of why I'm so indebted to him, and I am so grateful that many of his 8 children are here with us tonight to stand in for their father. Would the Cleo Fields family please stand? You honor your father by continuing to represent, and we are so grateful. It is an honor that you're here. SHINE, as I mentioned, got started 15 years ago, and just to real briefly tie this together, because people said, what is the connection to an alternative sentencing program and all these music stars? And it started because there was a tornado, as you recall, in May of 2013 that wiped out a good portion of South Oklahoma City and more. Wanda Jackson, our own resident here in South Oklahoma City in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, agreed to do a Goodwill Ambassador Red Cross tour. And she saw where the SHINE program was out there working. And she said, how do you pay for this? because she had heard that there was needs for raising money for that program because we couldn't use some of the county tax money for a county program. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. And so she said if it would help, I will do a concert. And so she did what became the first of our Shine concerts. And as a result, it has led us to one after another of our Oklahoma great music stars that came in and started helping us help Oklahoma, their native state. It started as an alternative sentencing program. Instead of 30, 60, 90 days in jail, they would get sentenced to work with our public crews to clean up trash and graffiti. Then it expanded shortly after, and we launched it right here at OCCC, a Students for Shine. So any kid, before they graduated high school or college, with 100 hours of voluntary service could get a distinguished graduate cord. So you didn't have to be the smartest, the brightest, the most athletic, which would have been me. But you could go ahead and give 100 hours of yourself and still have something to separate you from other shades of gray, entry-level resumes as you go enter the workforce. A little after that, there were just so many people who came out to either help the offenders or that helped the students that they said, I just want to get in on it. And so there was a Citizens for Shine that was started. And you know, you hear about I came and I did all this and all I've got to show for it is this crummy t-shirt. I've got even one worse. I just have a crummy certificate, just a piece of paper. But these people keep coming again and again and again to help us, and all we can offer them is a little thanks on a certificate. And they really started at the daily living centers, the adult daycares who help some of our most mentally and physically challenged people. And I gotta say, I really wasn't sure how it would work. But they envisioned it, and it's transformed them, and the daily living centers are represented here, and the 3 centers in Oklahoma County alone have produced over 90,000 hours to help our community. So thank you, Daily Living Centers. And last, it went off into Shine Gardens, which are community gardens that raise produce for people in what we call food deserts that could help reduce on their grocery bills. And so having said all of this, with our 7 Shine Gardens in Oklahoma County and a lot of people who got some extra things to eat that didn't have maybe the money they could really use for a full meal, I know they thank you, they thank me all the time, but you who have helped Shine and all the stars that are here tonight that are by extension of paying tribute to Leona also helping Shine, I just want you to know about the moon crater impact you're helping us make. And it could not be a greater compliment to your home state that are so proud of you. I want to have the ladies that you might have seen wearing some really sparkly gowns come up here. We'll call them the Leona models tonight. Leona provided so much for our wonderful exhibit, which I think most of you have now seen, and it includes her jewelry, her wigs, her dresses, her awards, and personal mementos of both her late husband, and her son and current husband. But these ladies, by the graciousness of Miss Mitchell, get to showcase what just didn't fit into that exhibit because there was more. The honor of who got to wear them was those who helped build the exhibit and those who have helped work with Shine. And so we want to thank them for all that they have done to help make tonight possible. In particular, Kayla Beard curated the exhibit, and I think she did a fabulous job. And in a moment, you will see Katie's video. Katie Arata produced the video that you're about to watch. It's pretty spectacular, too. But we didn't want to end this night without thinking and letting you see, and it's going to empty about half the house. But would all of our stars come up here, I want to introduce you. We have Paik McIntyre, country music. Hold your applause, because there's going to be too many. Paik, you'll have to walk in silence. I'm sorry. We have heavy metal Rev Jones with bass and guitar talent. We have the Price Brothers, who are from Burns Flat, who all these stars are from Oklahoma, by the way. They were Roy Orbison's band before Reba McEntire got them their own record deal as Trader Price. We have legendary musicians in the house: Steve Hawkins, guitar player extraordinaire; Steve Short, the drummer for the Stars. We have Steve Ham, who is the trombone player for the Bob Wills Texas Playboys and a trombone horn player extraordinaire. We have the legendary Oklahoma Music Hall of Famer, David Teagarden, from Bob Seger's Silver Bullet Band, and a Grammy winner. Come on up, David. We have Steve Collier, one of the founding fathers of Red Dirt Music, who's famous for writing The Boys from Oklahoma. You might have known they had a big celebration in Stillwater earlier this year, the largest music event ever. We have Academy members meant to be, who are singers, songwriters, in their own right, hits on the Billboard and Amazon charts. A finalist from The Voice, Taylor Deneen. A finalist from The Voice, Emily Ryan. Finalists from The Voice, Alaska and Maddie, the duo. We have an actress. We thought we would just throw a kink in the middle of it. We have Kate Melton, movie star. We have Justin Eccles from the Jazz Hall of Fame. We have Miss America, Jane Giroux. We have Oklahoma Music Ambassador Kyle Dillingham, who plays fiddle all over the world. We have Miss Oklahoma, Ashley Robinson. We have Gary Good, not only the son of Al Good Orchestra and his mother, Betty Hutton, but he also was a band leader himself and a big concert promoter. We have Jordan Rayner, a finalist from The Voice, Team Reba. We have our own, and sometimes we take for granted, Fred Mendoza with the Hispanic Hall of Fame, but also a longtime artist management and helped with the Buddy Holly catalog and also worked with Leanne Rimes and Steve Holy. We have Kent Jones, a talent in his own right, actor, and a longtime radio manager for KOMA, I think maybe 34 years, managing one of the largest radio stations. One of my favorites, we have Case Tippins on this year's American Idol. He was 14 then, but he's a grand old 15 now. We have Jimmy Dale Richardson, rockabilly extraordinaire with Fun Guy Records. Do we have anybody else before Tommy? I can't see in the dark. Oh, Jenny Graham. Been in over 100 movie soundtracks from Enid, Oklahoma. Then we have a special fella that's from South Oklahoma City here, our rockabilly pioneer, Tommy Nelson, who celebrated his 90th birthday this month. We have the legendary dancer, Joe Rowan, appearing in over 60 major musicals. Created a dance school in Oklahoma that taught almost all of the Rockettes and Radio City Music Hall, and a lot of people in Broadway. Just had a documentary about her life come out.
Well, she does still have it.
Okay, help me, stars. We got anybody we're missing? If you're a star, don't be bashful. Just speak up. We have Robin Brooks, who is a part of Middle Sister, and I saved her for what I think is last on purpose because we miss her mother, Jody Miller, the first woman to win a Grammy in Oklahoma, who was our honorary spokesperson for Shine for almost 10 years. Robin Brooks. Okay. If Dr. Jones will join me, we're going to have a group photo with Miss Mitchell, if she would come up here and join your honored guest.
Sure, David, that was
Okay. And our chairman of the Board of Regents, David Eccles, maybe if you'd like to join us also. We have a special little treat. This month also happened to be somebody else's birthday besides Tommy. It was Elmer's birthday. And so I thought while we had all this talent up here, what we ought to do is not waste it. So if everybody would please join in wishing Leona's son a happy birthday in song. Would you please serenade Elmer?
Take it away. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Elmer. Happy birthday to you.
Now, trying to get this many stars together is like herding squirrels. So we figured this might be our only chance to get one group photo. So we need all of you to hug up tight and smile big for a lot of cameras that are in the audience.
Okay.
I'll stay. No, I'm tall. I'm taller than you.
Okay, I'll bend down. There we go.
Don't move that. Let's see. Should I come around?
Let's wrap it.
No, you're fine.
Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank y'all. I told you it'd be worth it. It's Leona, we hope you know how much we love you and appreciate you. And this many stars, I assure you, they don't just gather for anybody. This is the highest compliment to a very worthy legend, our very own Leona Mitchell, who should deserve a round of applause. Leona, this is your life.
The only person in history to sing 18 consecutive seasons at the Metropolitan Opera, Leona Mitchell, was also performing at the very same time in 25 seasons at the world-renowned Sydney Opera House, along with standing ovation performances in many of Europe's most celebrated venues. Leona Mitchell emerged as one of America's most beloved and celebrated sopranos. And she didn't come from New York or Los Angeles, like many might expect. She came from the small town of Enid, Oklahoma. In Enid, surrounded by family and faith, Leona's voice first began to rise, and it would one day carry her across the globe, leading her to shine on the world's biggest stages, becoming one of the first African-American women to take on leading roles in some of the most prestigious opera houses in the world. She wasn't just another singer. Her voice had a way of stopping people in their tracks night after night, leaving audiences in awe. She shared the stage with some of the greatest voices of her time, including the legendary Luciano Pavarotti, quickly earning the respect of both her peers and critics. And she wasn't just a star inside the opera house. Through television, she became a familiar face to opera lovers everywhere, appearing in more Metropolitan Opera telecasts than any other woman of her era. Born October 13th, 1949 in Enid, Oklahoma, to doctors Hulin and Pearl Mitchell, Leona was one of 15 children, raised in a home where music was a way of life. Guided by their father, a pastor, and their mother, a gifted pianist, she and her siblings became the Musical Mitchells, a family gospel group whose harmonies reached audiences across the nation. Recognizing her talent after introducing her to opera, Leona's high school choir teacher urged her to audition for Oklahoma City University. Stunned by her impressive voice, the judges awarded her a 4-year scholarship, the first voice scholarship ever offered to an OCU student. She graduated in 1971 with a degree in music, then joined the prestigious Marola Opera program in San Francisco. In 1972, the opera world took notice of her performance in Carmen at the San Francisco War Memorial Opera House. Soon, the New York Metropolitan Opera invited her to perform the same role, and Leona continued her graduate studies at Juilliard, refining her craft under world-class instructors. Leona's rich, powerful soprano touched audiences all over the world, and even led her to perform for 5 U.S. presidents. President Ronald Reagan, President Gerald Ford, President Jimmy Carter, President Bill Clinton, and President George H.W. Bush. She even sang again in front of President Clinton just last week at the funeral of former Oklahoma Governor George Nye, a reminder of how her voice continues to be part of our history. Leona also performed for several dignitaries all over the world, including Prince Charles. Over her career, she performed in more than 20 major opera houses, gracing some of the world's finest stages. From opera houses to concert halls, Leona shared her talent with audiences everywhere, leaving an unforgettable mark on the world of music. Behind the spotlight, Leona cherished her role as a wife and mother. She married her beloved husband, Elmer Bush III, and together they raised their son, Elmer Bush IV. Both traveled the world with her, sharing in the incredible journey. Leona was a very dedicated mother and wife, and often said that Elmer's constant support and the way he cared for their son was what made it possible for her to give so much to her career. Leona's extraordinary talent was recognized across the globe. She earned a Grammy Award for Best Opera Recording, was featured twice on the cover of Opera News magazine, brought her artistry to millions through PBS broadcasts, The Metropolitan Opera Centennial Gala, the ABC Coast to Coast Statue of Liberty celebration, and countless Live from Lincoln Center and Met telecasts. And her achievements don't stop there. She was inducted into the Oklahoma Hall of Fame, the Oklahoma Music Hall of Fame, the Oklahoma Women's Hall of Fame, and the Oklahoma Jazz Hall of Fame. In 2003, she was even named Oklahoma State Cultural Ambassador. Over the years, she received honorary doctorate degrees, along with dozens of other awards and honors that reflect both her artistry and her impact. Tonight, the Shine Foundation and Oklahoma City Community College honor the legendary Leona Mitchell for all she has done and for all she means to the world of music. From Enid to the Met, from small-town beginnings to universal applause, she has carried Oklahoma with her every step of the way.
This night is special for Leona because she shares it with her family, just as she does her entire life. And we have a special person here. We have Emily Scott, who is with the Oklahoma Autism Foundation, who is here to present a special award.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. It's a tremendous honor to stand before you tonight as we celebrate the extraordinary talent and legacy of Miss Leona Mitchell. Leona Mitchell is known the world over as an opera star, a trailblazing artist, and a proud daughter of Oklahoma. But for those who know her best, her most powerful and enduring role has always been that of mother. As the parent of an autistic son, Elmer, Miss Mitchell walked a journey defined by devotion, resilience, and unconditional love. She has not only been his guide and advocate, but also a living example of what it means to love without limits. As a fellow working mom of a son with autism, but with far few Grammys, I know that this journey is one that is filled with unique challenges and indescribable joys. I know the fierce love it takes to keep pushing forward and the quiet victories that help sustain us. Each year, during Autism Awareness Month in April, AFO honors advocates in our state who make significant contributions to improving the lives of Oklahomans with autism across the lifespan, whether that be through headline-making news or quietly modeling what inclusion looks like for their surrounding community. After recently learning about Leona and Elmer's worldwide adventures and their beautiful relationship, we are pleased to announce that our annual award honoring extraordinary parents and caregivers in our state will forever be known as the Leona Mitchell Legacy of Love Award. So tonight it is with a great privilege that I present the Leona Mitchell Legacy of Love Award to Ms. Mitchell and her son Elmer Bush IV on behalf of the Autism Foundation of Oklahoma.
was singing in Berlin, Germany. And so he made his debut too. So, and then he's been all over the world with his mom. And this is, I'm just in tears. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. You want to say thank you?
Thank you.
Okay.
There's a special presentation that President Jones would like to also give you at this time. Let's have a big round of applause for Elmer. He got a big award.
Okay, I'm normally singing, but I'm going to talk. I have. Oh, yeah, I could. No, thank you. I'm going to let my wonderful Jay Warren come out here and sing for you guys. He's so fabulous. But I am totally blown away with Dr. Mantra and Brian hosting this event, and I kept telling my husband, I've never heard of this. Usually you're dead. If there, so how wonderful. There was a gospel song that James Cleveland used to sing, Give Me My Flowers While I Live. And so this is so fabulous. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. And I tell you, as they did such a great job, Kayla, oh my gosh, I don't know how, she's beautiful and she can build things, you know. She did those mannequins and put all this together. His team, Shine, they are just absolutely phenomenal. And Brian, thank you, and Dr. Mantra, thank you so much for presenting this exhibit. I don't know, I'm just overwhelmed. And thank you guys for coming. Thank you. Thank you.
Without further ado, there is a brief musical tribute here to cap off the evening with one of Leona's own proteges, Jay Warren Mitchell, of no relation. And while he's coming out with his accompanist, Jan McDaniel, they've worked together a lot to be prepared to be impressed. And we wanted Leona to be able to enjoy this night, but it be authentic to what you're used to. I also want to say a thanks to Charles Dotson from my team, who did not look as good in the dresses, so we kept him out. But thank you, Charles, for all you did. Thank you all for being a part of this tonight.
bellezze insieme confonde, ma nel ritrovo sei il mio solo pensiero, il mio solo pensiero sei tu, sei tu.
Thank you very much. Tenors should sing but not speak. So I'm not going to speak long. You've heard a lot of speaking, but I just wanted to introduce that song, of course, the opening aria from Tosca, Cavaradossi, talking about the two beautiful women in his life, the one he's painting and the one he's in love with, and how different they are in physical appearance, but how they both have his heart. And Leona, of course, has all of our hearts tonight. I remember, I was telling this earlier, I remember sitting, watching on VHS the Live from the Met after I got home from rehearsal when I was in college, and I never dreamed that I would be standing on a stage honoring this woman in person that I saw sing on that stage, on that grainy VHS tape in Nacona, Texas, where I grew up. But we're going to shift to an art song in English. This is an art song composed by Jay's undergraduate college voice teacher, Rosephine Powell at Auburn University. What does it usually say when you say Auburn? Go
War Eagles.
War Eagles, yeah. I don't know what that means, but he always says it. Some of you football fans probably know what that means. But Rosephine is a wonderful teacher and a wonderful composer. And this is from her first published song cycle. And it's 3 different poets, African-American poets. And she wrote these songs in honor of Miss Wheatley, who was a slave who was taught to read and write, which was a violation of the law, whichever state this was. But she was a brilliant writer, and so her owners basically freed her, sent her to London so she could freely learn. And so this cycle, Rosephine called Miss Wheatley's Garden, because the garden that she tended by her writing bore fruit in the 20th century in the poets that were represented in this cycle. And this is, I think, one of the most beautiful songs in the English language ever composed. I want to die while you love me.
Laughter lies upon my lips, and lights are in my hair. I want to die while you love me, and bear to that still bed your kisses. Dead. And never see the glory
And we'll close with perhaps the most famous tenor aria composed to this point. It's from an opera that unfortunately has the wrong soprano in the title role, the opera Turandot, but we all know that Liu is the best soprano in that opera. You should hear Leona sing it. And the tenor, the Kalaf, sings that aria near the end of the opera because he's supposed to have his name found out overnight. And the decree has gone out, of course, that no one will sleep until they can discover what his name is, because he has answered the 3 riddles correctly and gets to marry the princess. And so this is the thing. He says, I'll let that go if you can find out my name before morning. And the decree goes out, he hears it, and then he echoes those words. In Italian, no one shall sleep is nessun dorma. And this is the aria that has become so famous. It's used in commercials all over the world. This is the opera Puccini died before he could finish, but nevertheless, it's a triumph, and if you don't recognize the title, you recognize this opera. And this is our conclusion to the evening, Nessun Dorma.
Nessun dorma, nessun dorma. Tu pure, o principessa, nella tua fredda stanza, guardi le stelle che tremano d'amore e di speranza. Ma il mio mistero è chiuso in me, il nome mio nessun saprà, no, no, sulla tua bocca lo dirò quando la luce ed il mio bacio scioglierà il silenzio che ti fa mia. Tramontate stelle all'alba
Oh my goodness, isn't that fabulous? Oh my goodness. We missed one individual that we wanted to recognize, and if they could just stand, Mr. Hammond Lee and his wife, Hamza, okay, and his wife, who produced the Color Me Bad and Little Wayne Hammer. Please stand and be recognized. Thank you. Well, now we are at the end of the program. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Ms. Mitchell, you are welcome on this stage at any time. And we hope that you grace us often. So with that, I want to wish all of you all a very, very safe travel home and enjoy visiting with each other after the ceremony ends. But thank you so much for coming. Remember OCCC, you are now one of us. We have a new mascot. It's called a Trailblazer. All of you all are Trailblazers, so now you are part of the family. So good night, and thank you for coming.